WWE Fastlane Predictions, man. I will be live at the show, so if you happen to see your boy, come say what's up, man. So let's run through these predictions right here. The World Heavyweight title's on the line. We have Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the World Heavyweight title. I really want Shinsuke to win this last man standing match because I've been wanting Shinsuke to be the world champion on the main roster for so long. But I got Seth Rollins retaining, and then afterwards, I think Damian Priest is cashing in the Money in the Bank, and I'll explain some other things down as you continue to watch this video, but I think Priest cashing in Money in the Bank and winning the world title at Fastlane. Looking at the timeline, I still think we're going to get Gunther and Seth for the world title at WrestleMania, and I don't see Damian Priest cashing in the Money in the Bank on Gunther after WrestleMania, and we all know Damian Priest can't hold the contract for over a year, so looking at the timeline, I just feel like this is the perfect opportunity right here to make Damian a world champion, at least for a little bit. I don't want him to have a failed cash in, so this is what I see happening. Seth beats Shinsuke, and then Damian cashes in Money in the Bank after. We got this tag team match right here. This all honestly just to continue the story for Cody to get built up to go against Roman again, I believe. I think the Judgment Day is going to win and retain the tag titles. Now, I know I mentioned before Damian Priest winning the world title. I still see that happening, and I still see the Judgment Day retaining the tag titles, but this is what I see happening. I was on a podcast, and a guy I was on the podcast with had mentioned this, and when he said this, I'm like, this is genius. Like, I honestly think this would be the perfect scenario. What I see happening after thinking about it, I think Damian Priest and Finn Balor are going to retain the tag titles. And I think they're going to finally welcome in JD McDonough to the Judgment Day. And I think Damian Priest is going to hand over the tag title to JD McDonough, which will allow Finn Balor and JD McDonough to be the tag team champion in the group, which would make sense because Finn Balor trained JD McDonough, so they have that, history right there together. Damian is the world champion, Dom is North American champion, Rhea's world champion. Everybody in the group has a title. We have another tag team match. We have a few tag team matches on the show, actually. We have a 6-man tag team match, the LWO versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits definitely winning. They're going to continue to build them up as a faction. I'd be interested to see who wrestles for the LWO. I think it's going to be Rey Mysterio, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde. I think Santos is going to sit this one out, mainly because Santos lost to Rey Mysterio last week for the U.S. title, and I don't see them picking between Joaquin Wilde and, Cruz del Toro, and I think they're going to kind of like outvote him, saying like, you know what, man, maybe we should do Rey because he's the U.S. champion, and the tag team of Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde and Santos going to sit out, which is going to make him a little bit jealous. Does he turn on the LWO? I don't know if he does it this early or this soon, but it'll continue to plant the seeds for that heel turn for Santos, and I think the Hurt Business, or whatever they're going to call them now, is going to win this match. Anytime they put Charlotte in a championship match, it makes you a little nervous. It does make you a little nervous because you're like, man, are they going to give Charlotte another championship? I think Io Sky retains, though. I think she retains. I think this match will be great. I think Charlotte and, Asuka will play the roles very well, but I think Io Sky retains at the end of the day. More than likely, I'm assuming this is going to be the main event, another tag team match. We have LA Knight and John Cena versus the Bloodline, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. I think Cena and Knight are going to win this match, which will then set up for Roman Reigns' big comeback. Obviously, when he comes back, he'll be frustrated at Jimmy trying to take orders. If you notice, when he got back in the Bloodline, or forced himself back into the group, really forced himself back into the Bloodline. He's been trying to take orders, like, thinking he's the head of the table, the tribal chief, and I know when Roman Reigns comes back, he ain't gonna be having none of that. And I think them losing would just cause more frustration, which will continue to build up the story for the Bloodline and everything. And then, LA Knight and John Cena winning will lead to a title shot at Crown Jewel for somebody that I will talk about in a separate video.